Alright, welcome back. If you guys didn't see already in the last video, I just rebuilt this driver's side caliper. It was leaking, so I had to rebuild the seal and the boot. And then we just got it back on, and all that's left to do for that is bleed the brakes. So I figured I would make a full video on the brake bleed process for this. I have another video posted if you haven't seen that already. It's more of a, I think, documentation style. So this one I'm hoping to be more of a breakdown and how-to for if you're trying to do it by yourself, or if it's maybe your first time doing it, or if you have a 944 and you've never bled your brakes before and you want to try that now, this will be specifically for you. I'll kind of break down what I'm going to be using and the process. We got our wheels, tires off. Now let's show you what I will be using. If you can find a Motive power bleeder, go ahead and save yourself some trouble and grab that. Or grab something off of Amazon and JB weld it so that it stops leaking. But either way, today we're going to be using a power bleeder, so this will not be a pump in the brakes type video. If you are looking for one of those, I suggest a different video and also a friend to help you, because doing that by yourself is insanely hard. Power bleeder by yourself, however, super easy, super quick. So I'll bring you guys over and let's get that hooked up. Alright, coming over to the reservoir here. This was already empty for me due to all the other jobs that I was just doing, but before you want to start, you're going to want to fill it back up. So let's take off our cap. Now you got to fill it up and then kind of let it drain into the clutch reservoir spot as well. So just give it time to settle and then re-pour. Let it settle and then re-pour. Alright. Now that we've got that nice and full, we're going to bring our Motive power bleeder over. Now, I already have a sense, because I've done this about 5 times already in the last week, or 2 weeks, but before filling up your reservoir, if you have a power bleeder and it's your first time using it and you want to test to make sure that your lines don't have any leaks or your bleeder's good, connect it, build it up to about 12 or 15 psi, and then let it sit for a couple minutes and see if it drops or not. And if it is, it means air is obviously escaping. Mine was doing that. That's why I had to JB weld this, because this is where it was all leaking from, but now it holds pressure. So that's something you gotta think about. For me, I know that I just did this a couple days ago and I know that I don't have any leaks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill up my power bleeder and then start bleeding. And if you're doing a full flush, I would start by adding around 2 quarts to your power bleeder. Let's go ahead and pump this up. Alright, let's get to bleeding. Of course, you're going to want to start in the opposite corner of your reservoir. So in most cases, that's going to be your passenger rear tire. Let's get our bottle. And the 944 has some weird bleeder valves, kind of a weird size. The rear are different from the front. The rear are super small, I think, like a 6 mil, maybe even smaller. This jank Amazon set makes me use like a 7. So we're just gonna get our close-ended over our bleeder valve here in the back. That's gonna be our bleeder valve, and that is also where we are going to connect. And now I am going to preface by saying I believe this bleeder valve is fucked up. In my eyes, I'm going to call this side good. I mean, I've done that 20 times now, so let's move. Crack it. See how much faster that one goes? You probably even hear it. Maybe not with all the other noise going on. Cars driving by and stuff. But, I'm not seeing any air bubbles. Now let's move on. Don't mean to blind you. Let's move on to the driver's side passenger. Nope. Passenger side front. Jeez. Same thing as all the other ones. Just going to connect it to the bleeder valve. And this is a bigger, this one I believe is an actual true 6 or 7, but like I mentioned, my wrenches are off Amazon and shitty, so they do not take these numbers for truth, I would say. It says it's an 8, so if the back are 5s, this is a true 6, I believe. Okay. On there. All right, now I'm going to just check the pressure real quick to make sure that we're still above 10. Okay, so we're at about 10 psi. We just wanted to pump that back up to about 15. Now let's crack this open again. All right, no more air bubbles. Okay, let's move on to our final side, on the driver's side. All right. That's gonna be it. We are done with the brake bleed. Now all that's left to do, if this is where your bleed ends, if you're just doing the brakes, then you're just going to release all the pressure from your power bleeder and slap the cap back on, and you're good to go. Put the car back down, put the wheels on, put the car down, and rock.